Hey guys, this is another RiderStarcraft video, and once again, or for this time, depending on the amount of videos I intend to upload today, we have the blue Terran, Daakku, in the bottom left corner, and in the top right corner we have the red Protoss, Schizm. These are two friends of mine that are roughly of equal skill level, silver, gold-ish, and so far we've had some interesting games, of which I'll probably put some on the YouTube, depending. So yeah, Protoss, Terran, he's making SCVs, and he's making probes, and that's the way things go. So not a lot to say, we're on Steppes of War, of course, tiny map. I've seen already some games with these people. The last game, which I might or might not cast, depending on my mood, and the amount of caffeine I intend to take in today, was actually pretty interesting because Daakku fast expanded and did a nice Marauder push, which wrecked Schizm's ground forces, but he had a Stargate and he made some Void Rings, and that ended up winning him the game. Spoiler alert, if you have not watched that game and it's on my YouTube, well, you just got spoiled, so too bad. That'll teach you for not watching these in order, and if not, then I'm just rambling about stuff you don't even get access to, so whatever. So yeah, pretty standard opener so far. Gateway, gas, probably going to get Cybercore when this is done. Barracks. Daakku loves his barracks play, getting up the gas, looking pretty normal. Now, I mentioned that these are both roughly gold-silver players, which is true. They both watch a lot of games, like tournaments, Day 9 dailies, whatnot. So they know how the games, how the state of the games are sort of supposed to look like. So they have at least that as guidance. So you'll see them doing some pretty good stuff over the course of the game, which is also always pretty nifty. Ooh, getting a little bit of pylon. There's the pylon. No biggie. That was planned. Just a tiny hump in the road. Nothing serious. Getting the second barracks up pretty quickly. There's the overall command. So yeah, these two players are just sort of doing their own thing. Daakku's getting a pretty good idea what Schizm's up to, and Schizm ditto.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Of course not, silly computer. I have no SCVs. I am an observer. I have no units. So we've got a Zealot and a Stalker. Apparently Schizm decided to go for a Zealot then Stalker. Obviously, as there's a Zealot and now a Stalker coming out. Personally, I prefer to get the Stalker, so you can get it out quickly, get this gate up a little quicker. You know, it's a personal preference. Daakku is camping out by the Xel'Naga towers. Now, what I've noticed from this map is that these towers don't really come into play until later in the game. Because early game, it's mostly across this distance. Let me just do that with my keyboard. Holy shit, I gotta adjust that sensitivity for the next time I do that. But yeah, as you can see, this is pretty straightforward. And this is where most of the action will be happening in the first few minutes of the game, unless you have like proxy Stargate or whatever. Unless any of those shenanigans are going on, this is basically all you're gonna want to have to see. And you know, got these bushes, so keeping vision of this is pretty valuable. But it's not until later in the game that these towers start becoming an issue with keeping check of the high yield expansions, and you know, just making sure that your opponent doesn't move part of his forces around where your blob is likely to be, which is likely to be in this general area. Which I think is pretty interesting, because I think most maps in the 1v1 pool right now have Xel'Naga towers focused more around the center areas where you're even early game where you move through a lot more. Oh, Daakku's doing his first deviation I've seen him do. He's mostly gone for just Marine Marauder Ball and just push out and kill stuff. But he seems to be favoring a little bit of an early tank now, which is interesting. No, Schizm's just going for a War Prism now. That's fancy. Let's turn on the production tab so we can see that stuff in advance. Siege tech is going down, and Stim. Coincidentally, this works very well with the particular style that Daakku has chosen for this game. Because the tanks make him immobile, make him want to sit back and defend the area, and War Prism, dropship, whatever you want to call it, is pretty much the way to get around that by just poking in and, you know, dropping units here and pulling the army back, that sort of junk. Uh-oh, I hope he sees this. Otherwise he's going to... Yeah, that's a... Oh, he says it on time. That would have been a massive, massive blunder. Does he see the tank, actually? No, he doesn't. He sees Marine and Marauder. That tank could wreak havoc on these stalkers. And, yeah, force field, man. But Daakku's got siege mode, and he's deploying. And those zealots are not doing much. These force fields are actually not helping the zealots. Because you have like 2 stalkers and everything else, with the exception of sentries, is zealots. And with like 5 units, it's a pretty big deal if like half of your units aren't attacking. And here goes Daakku with the push. He's got a lot of Marauders, he's got a lot of tanks, not a lot of Marines in there, because they just got sniped. But Marauders are pretty good against most things that Protoss can throw at you. Does he have the concussive shell? He does have the concussive shell, and he has stim, so this can do a lot of damage. Oh man, Schizm's fast expanding. This is terrible. He's going to be in so much trouble trying to hold this off. So here come the stalkers, and I think about this time he realizes, holy shit, I'm in a lot of trouble. And he just, Daakku moving out, sees the expansion, goes, nom, and stims, and oh, there's the cancel, there's the stalkers, but is it going to be enough? Don't think so. This is very, very scary for Schizm. He's going to have to pull a miracle. Oh, he sees himself right there. That's, oh man, that's tasty for Terran. Oh, I really want to see an expansion here, by the way. He's just getting barracks. That's good too. Oh man, and the units are in the base, and Schizm has nothing. He just has a whole bunch of structures, a whole bunch of probes, and I don't think he's gonna make it. I don't think he's gonna make it. This is pretty awesome, because so far Schizm has won everything. Like, some close, some not so close, but Daakku's swinging forth, and there's the GG. Awesome game by our white green fellow known as Daakku. So that was awesome, and hope you guys stay tuned for more videos. Until then, bye-bye.